Now we will see about the C++ program development environment. Every C++ program development involves the use of an editor where we type our programs. And these editors, we use different types of editors like the TC editor, Turbo editor, or now we are using in the lab a different editor, free editor, something like that. So without an editor, we cannot type a C++ program. And this is the environment where we type in our programs. And these editors have to be loaded into the computer's main memory for usage from the disk. And also the C++ programs include certain preprocessor directives. So these are the statements which we use in the beginning of the program so that certain other files can be included into your files. If I give example, the hash include iostream.h, hash include is a preprocessor directive. And these files also have to be loaded from the hard disk. Normally, this will be saved in your hard disk. Then the third component involving in a C++ program development is your compiler. And every high-level language program involves a process of compilation where this high-level language programs will be converted into machine-level language, that is the language of zeros and ones, which may be interpreted or understood by the CPU. So the conversion of the high-level language program into machine-level language will be done by a program called compiler. So there is a C++ compiler behind the execution of your program. Then we have another kind of uh, program involving in the execution of your C++ program. This is Linger. And Linger is for linking between your program and your subroutine or function references. For example, once we use iostream.h, this is for managing the input-output operations of your program. And if you want to use in and C out, you need to use the iostream.h file. And this we will be including by using the preprocessor directive hash include iostream.h. And iostream.h is a separate file which has to be included or into a C++ program, or that file iostream.h has to be linked with your program for execution. And this linking between programs will be done by a separate program called linker. And this is also loaded in the hard disk or secondary memory of your computer. And when it is executed, when the linking process involves, this will be loaded from your hard disk. Then your program is there and your program is linked with other programs as and when it is required. And finally, we will be having the executable, or your program is ready for execution. And executing a program means it has to be loaded into the main memory of your computer. From there only the program can execute. And for executing your program into computer's main memory, we use another program. These are all system softwares, another system software, which is called the loader. And the responsibility of the loader is to load your program and the programs linked to your program into the main memory for execution. So there is another system software involved in this, and this is loader. And finally, after all these processes, you type using an editor, and there are preprocessors, then compiler for converting your program into machine level language, and linker is for linking your programs with other programs, and loader is for finally loading into the main memory. After all these processes, once your program is in main memory, the CPU will start executing your program. So these are the steps involved in the execution of or development and execution of your C++ program. And now we will see a simple structure of your C++ program. Every C++ program must start with certain include files, hash include, files. These are called the preprocessor directives. Before processing your program, this will give some directions for the compiler to do something. And here we have the iostream.h, and this hash include iostream.h, and this hash include tells the compiler to include the file iostream.h into your program. So depending on the type of your program or functionality of program, we may be including iostream.h, we may be including conio.h, we may include string.h, we may include math.h. That depends on the situation. And these include directives have to be the beginning of your program. And every C++ program is a function, and the name of that function have to be main. So your C++ program will be written as a main function, and it has got an opening bracket and closing bracket. And usually the function returns a value, and this is by default, this is an integer value. And that means something coming out of your function. And in this case, we say that the function main returns an integer value. And if you don't want to return a value, you can mention it as void also. Then in this case, we use int main. And there is only one statement in this, and the statement is cout, welcome to C++. And this cout is for printing a line on your screen. So cout, and these are the output operators. Then this is the string. And this is the /n is called a new line character. So after printing this, it will generate a new line. And this with an example we can tell you in the next slide. And return 0 is actually indicates the end of the program. So if your compiler is meeting with a return statement, the execution of your program will be terminated. So if you are using a return statement in your program, this has to be the last statement before the closing of your program. Otherwise, if you use a return in between, your program execution will be terminated from there. And then your entire program has to be enclosed in a set of braces. We have an opening brace here and a closing brace here. So this program, the body of the program is indicated between this opening brace and closing brace. This is how we write the C++ program. And also we can have certain comments in your program, and these single line comments will be written by using 2 backslash. And comments, you can write comments in your program for better readability, and it is a very good practice to type comments into your program. And these comments will not be executed when you execute your program. And this is only for improving the readability of your program, and it is a very good practice. And you can use 2 backslashes for writing a single line of comment, or a backslash and a star for opening a comment. If you have multiple lines of comment, if you want to have one paragraph of comment, you can start your comment with an opening uh, uh, comment section like this, and you can close it with a star and a backslash. And then this main is the name of the function, and it returns an integer value. Then this is what we print, and return is the last statement. And since the function is uh, integer main, it returns integer 0. So return 0 means the function returns a value of 0. Then cout, the statement cout which we used in that program is called standard output stream object. This is connected to the screen, and it is used for putting or displaying some value on the screen. And this is called the standard, the stream insertion operator. And this stream insertion operator means it inserts something to the screen. So when you say cout with this stream insertion operator, and when you mention a string here, something represented within double quotes is called a string. Once you mention a string there, that string will be displayed on the screen. Then we have escape character. This backslash is called an escape character. And here we are using this escape character because if you are not using this escape character, welcome to C++, then this N will be printed on the screen. And we are not expecting C++ to print N on the screen, but we want the special activity or special operation associated with the N to be happening there. That special activity is printing a new line. And in that case, we need to use an escape character so that the activity or associated with that slash n will be happening. So this backslash is called an escape character. And this is used for inserting special characters to the output. And these are the special characters. Slash n is for printing a new line. Slash tab is for inserting a tab. That means 8 spaces in your output. Slash r is called carriage return. And this means sometimes after printing or after accepting your input, the cursor will be moving to a new line. And if you want to stop that moving of cursor to a new line, you can use a slash r. Slash a is for an alert. A small sound will be, beep sound will be generated if you use slash a. Then a slash is backslash is used for print a backslash. If you want to cancel the special activity of backslash, you can use one more backslash. So that means cout within quotes backslash will print a backslash, one backslash. Then double quote is for printing a what something for a double quote is used to print as double quote. Otherwise, if you put a double quote, the compiler will be interpreting it as a beginning of a string. If you want to actually print a double quote on the screen, you have to use backslash double quote. Then we have rewritten that program in such a way that we have mentioned it like this. Welcome cout. That's a mistake. Cout, welcome, then cout to C++. Then even if you are using cout welcome and cout to C++ slash n in two different cout statements, the output will be only in one line because we are not using a new line character along with welcome. So we will be getting the output in a single line. Instead of this, if you are writing a cout statement like this, welcome to, then slash n, C++ slash n. So welcome slash n to slash n. So we are using many new line characters here so that you will be getting the output in 3 lines. So this is the use of a new line characters. You can generate new lines from a single output. Then we need to think about variables. So variables are actually some locations in the main memory. So as I have already mentioned, for execution of your program, the program has to be in the main memory. And if you want to use the main memory, the allocation of the main memory has to be reserved. And reserving a location of the main memory with a name for a particular data type. So it is called a variable. Then particular data type means we may have to store different types of data in the memory, like you can store characters or a sequence of characters called a string, or you can have integer values, numbers without decimal points, or you can have numbers with the decimal points, And while declaring or reserving a space in the memory with a name, you also have to mention what type of data you are going to store there. And they are called the data types. And fundamentally, we have integer data types, character data type, double data type. Double means floating point, the numbers with the uh, decimal points. So like this, you can reserve the memory space in the main memory with a name and data type with the declaration of variables. And it is a common practice in programming to declare variables and store data there for further manipulation. And an example is int my variable will declare a space of 2 bytes in the main memory. And you can store, now in my variable, you can store values without decimal points. And you can have in a statement, you can declare many variables like int variable 1, variable 2, like that. So this declares 2 variables. And the stream extraction operator, this is the stream extraction operator. We use the stream extraction operator for inputting values into variables. And stream extraction means this is extracting from the keyboard. The keyboard of this is extracting value from the keyboard and assigns into the variable. For example, we have the variable. Suppose we have the variable int my variable, and C in my variable will read a value for the variable my variable. So you can enter an integer type value, and this will be stored into the variable my variable. And this equal to is used for assigning a value to the variable from the program. For example, suppose we have a variable sum and two other variables, variable 1 and variable 2. And if you want to add these two values, value in variable 1 and value in variable 2, and if you want to store the sum to uh, the after adding, if you want to store the result into a variable sum, we can use this equal to sign, and this is called the assignment operator, where we assign the sum or the result of this addition to the variable sum. So this equal to is called an assignment operator, where it can be used for assigning a value to a variable uh, from the program. So for assigning values into a variable, you have two options. One is directly reading from the keyboard, and we use a stream extraction operator, this operator for uh, reading values. And the second method is you can use an assignment operator in the program. Using this equal to sign, you can assign a value to the variable. And this is called the addition operator, and which we will be discussing later. Then, as you can see, this is an example. Here we have three variables, integer 1, integer 2, and sum. And here we are reading cout under the first integer. Then this message will print a message on the screen, cout, enter the first integer. This statement, C in integer 1, will accept a value for integer 1 from the keyboard. You can enter some values from the keyboard and it will be accepted and stored in the variable integer 1. Then we have the second statement, cout, enter second integer. So this will print a message on the screen, enter the second integer. And with the cin, the compiler will be waiting you to enter the second integer. You can enter the second integer. After that, this assignment operation will be happening to the third variable sum. The value you have entered for integer 1 and integer 2 will be added, and that sum, the result will be stored to a variable sum. And later, using the cout, we print the value of sum, and you can see cout, the sum is. With this, a message on the screen will be printed, and that message will be sum is. And we are again using an output operator. Then the sum, you see, this is not in double quotes. It means this is a variable, and that value of that variable will be printed there. And we are using an NL, and this NL is used for generating or creating a new line. It is exactly similar to /n, but another way of creating a new line. Then uh, here you can see how this will be executed. The first message will be appearing from here. Enter the first integer. You enter a first integer. Then from here, the second message will be displayed. Enter the second integer. You enter 72. And later, this statement will be executed. And that is C out. The sum is. So this portion is displayed from here. The sum is. Then after this, the value of the variable sum will be printed. 117 is the value, and that will be printed there. Then variable names corresponds to the locations in the computer's memory. And once you close your program, the variables will be destroyed. And the variable has got a name and a value associated with this. So it is a memory location, and it has got a value and a name. So for example, sum is a variable, and 45 may be the value stored at that location. And when you name a variable, you can use alphanumeric characters for naming a variable. And you need to start with the English alphabets, uppercase or lowercase, and later you can use digits. So A1 is a variable name, sum is a variable name, sum1 is a variable name. So like that, you can name variable names. One thing you need to be very careful is that you cannot use spaces while naming the variables. So you cannot declare a variable sum space 1. So like this, you cannot declare a variable. It will give an error message. Then we are moving to the arithmetic calculations. Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division are the four basic mathematical operations which we perform in our calculations. And in C++, we have one more operator called the modulus operator. So you can use a star for multiplication. If you have a suppose you want to find the product of 5 into 2, then you can replace it with 5 star 2 in C++ expressions. So star is for multiplication, the slash is for division. So if you want to divide 5 by 2, you can use 5/2. Then we have a new operator here. This is the modulus operator. And this modulus operator is for returning or finding out the remainder after division. For example, 7 modulus 5 evaluates to 7 modulus 5 means if you divide 7 by 2, there is a remainder of 2. So 7 modulus 5 will be 2. And plus and minus, you can use the same plus and minus operators from the keyboard for preparing the expressions. And there are some operator precedents. That means if you have plus various mathematical operations happening, appearing in an expression, which operation will be performed first, and it is called operator precedence. And the division and multiplication operation have got more precedence than plus and minus. For example, suppose you have 3 variables A, B, and C, and you want to find the average of these 3. So the average is you find the sum of A, B, and C and divide by 3, that is average. But if you write an expression like this, a plus b plus c divided by 3, if you write an expression like this, then actually this will be happening. First, c by 3 will be calculated because division has got more precedence. Then that c by 3 will be added to a and b. So actually, we don't require that. We need actually the sum of a, b, and c. So if you want to do that, a plus b plus c have to be in, this has to be in brackets so that this will be getting more precedence. So the brackets have got more precedence than any other operator. So if you are including something in a set of brackets, that will be evaluated first. So in this case, a plus b plus c will be calculated first, and then this will be divided by 3. So that way, you need to keep it in mind, the operator precedence for writing correct mathematical expressions. And these are the mathematical operators or arithmetic operations. We have plus, minus, then multiplication, division, and the modulus operators. And these are the some sample mathematical expressions written in C++ using these operators. So f plus 7, p minus c, b into m, x divided by y, then r modulus s. Then you can see rules for operator precedence this way. So operator precedence, the brackets have got maximum precedence that will be evaluated first. Then the star, division, and modulus have got the next level of priority, and plus and minus have got the least priority. So these priorities, you need to keep it in mind while preparing the mathematical expressions. If you are not considering this, your expressions may not be correct. Then after arithmetic expressions, we have relational operators for comparing values. So this comparison involves, we need to check whether a variable, the value of a variable is greater than the value of another variable, whether it is less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, or not equal to. So these are the relational comparisons which usually we make in with the mathematical values. And in C++, we have these operators for implementing these operations. We have greater than, less than, and this is greater than or equal to, this is less than or equal to, and this is actually the comparison operator for equal to. We need to use two equal to, because if you use one equal to, that is an assignment operator, which will be used for assigning some values. So if you want to compare the, the, the equality of two values, we need to use two equal to symbols, and this is not equal to. And these are certain sample expressions. Suppose you have two variables, x and y, x greater than y, x less than y, x greater than or equal to y, x less than or equal to y, x equal to y, x not equal to y. So these relation conditional operations you can use while for making decisions in C++ programs. And for making decisions, we use an if condition in C++ programs. So it is like this. Uh, so this is a sample program using if you enter two integer values, and we use an if condition, and it is like this: if followed by two brackets, and within that you need to enter the condition to be checked. And here we are checking whether the number one is equal to number two. Then if number one is equal to number two, here we are saying cout num1, the value of the variable is equal to, in quotes we are displaying a string here. Then num2 is from the variable, value from the variable, and endl. So if num1 is equal to num2, it will print the message num1 equal to num2. Then this is num1 not equal to num2, then it will print a message accordingly. This we are checking if if num1 less than num2, Then we are printing a message, see out. Then you can see a statement written immediately after the if condition will be executed if this condition is satisfied. And you can also use an else condition. If the condition is not satisfied, you can use an else condition that we will be seeing later. So this is how we use the if conditions and the relational operators in C++. Then this is the sample message you will be getting. Suppose you are entering 3 and 7 while executing the statement num1 less than or equal to num1 num2. The statement will be satisfied. So you will be getting a message 3 is less than or equal to 7. So uh, then these are the sample output of this program. You can just type in and see how it works. Okay, so let me conclude this video with this. Thank you.